Welcome to Sunshine Scenic Tours Dock at Johns Pass, a place that holds many memories for me. Up until a few weeks ago, this is where I worked every day, educating guests aboard the Dolphin Quest about Boca Ciega Bay and its wildlife. Hurricanes Helene and Milton left a powerful mark on the shores of the Gulf Coast. Not only did they impact our local community, but they also changed the natural landscape and affected the wildlife that calls this area home. Johns Pass, known for its bustling boardwalk and rich marine life, suffered significant damage from the hurricanes. The strong winds and storm surge reshaped the coastline, washed debris onto shore, and damaged habitats vital to the local ecosystem. As you can see, the dock from which the Dolphin Quest departs was heavily damaged, as was the infrastructure of the historic Johns Pass Village and Boardwalk. Our mangrove forests and seagrass beds, which are essential for providing shelter and food for marine species, took a heavy hit. Hurricanes can rip entire mangrove forests up and inundate them with unhealthy storm surge waters containing raw sewage and runoff from land. Some of the mangroves die immediately, but some die several months later due to changes in the environmental conditions. Hurricanes can also change the flow of water in and out of the mangrove forests, which can make it more difficult for the trees to regrow. Storm surge can choke out roots and change the microbial communities, as well as take out the soil that the mangrove root system needs to survive. Our local seagrass beds were also decimated. Seagrass beds provide food for turtles and manatees and shelter for many species of fish. Hurricanes can cause seagrass beds to be sheared by winds and waves, uprooted by erosion, or poisoned by the nasty storm runoff in their waters. It could be years before our mangroves and seagrass beds return to a normal, healthy state. Marine life, like dolphins, often struggle to adapt to the rapidly changing water conditions after hurricanes. With increased debris and pollution, their food sources are affected and their navigation through the water becomes dangerous. I am passionate about our local population of over 400 Atlantic bottlenose dolphins that call this area home. Thankfully, we have already seen some of the dolphins return to the area. But where do they go during the hurricanes? Dolphins can sense changes in the air pressure, salinity, water temperature, and currents, which helps them prepare for bad weather. As a hurricane approaches, they may seek refuge in sheltered areas like reefs or coves to ride out the storm. However, most scientists agree that the dolphins are more likely to head out to deeper, calmer waters. Since most of the turbulence of a storm occurs near the surface, the deeper waters may provide less chaotic conditions. The seawater near the surface can carry large pieces of debris that could easily injure a dolphin. By staying in the deeper water, they may be able to avoid most of that. Of course, they are mammals and have to come up to the surface to breathe, right? Well, amazingly, dolphins can hold their breath for up to 10 minutes, so they can stay deep for longer. Now, dolphins may also form larger than normal groups to stay closer together for protection and also be able to maintain communication. The dolphins may also lower their activity levels and become more cautious, thus conserving energy. It is now 3 weeks after Hurricane Helene hit, and the water quality is still pretty poor, but it gets better every day. We are hopeful that all of our finned friends will come back to Boca Ciega Bay.
What does it take to clean up after a disaster like this? Well, it takes an incredible amount of energy and cooperation amongst the businesses down here, our employees, and every spot down here has a different crew. We're all working together though. Once you get off the dock, you'll see we got piles of debris that we're all sharing. So all of us are really working together, lending a hand. That's really the only way that we're going to get through this is as a community. Can't be a solo mission. It's a passion for most of us down here. We love being down here. This is a second home to a lot of us, and really we just keep our eye on the future. We look at when we can start running again, when we can take people out and start educating them on dolphins again, when we can bring them out on the pirate ship and show them a good time. That is what we all love doing down here. It's a big part of our lives. So the way we keep our spirits high is keeping our eye on the future and knowing that we will be back soon, and we will be back and stronger than ever, and ready to do what we love doing.
To recover from such a large-scale disaster will take time. Local coastal cities are hard at work restoring the sandy beaches that were displaced by the storm surge as rescuers treat injured and stranded wildlife. However, historically, hurricanes have played a large role in how the Florida coastline is shaped. Take, for example, Johns Pass itself. The pass was created by a record-breaking hurricane in 1848, which was known as the Gale of 48, that carved out much of what Madeira Beach looks like to this day. So as we have come to expect, powerful storms such as Helene, Milton, and the Gale of 48 are rare, but not unexpected given time. Since the beginning, our motto has been education, inspiration, and conservation. Now, more than ever, we are working to preserve this beautiful ecosystem for future generations. Join us in our efforts to restore Johns Pass and protect the wildlife that makes this place so special. Visit our website to learn more about how you can help. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Dive into Boca Ciega Bay.